Shalom upon all the children of Israel and Judah forever. I'm in the house that is built on the very spot where my grandmother was born and raised, and my mother was born and raised. And Saturday night right now. Had a very long Sabbath, very good, it's beautiful. I've been around a different group of Christians today. And I'm laughing because what I said, I told you in my previous video um, earlier today, uh, when I was around another group of Christians last week, which is so-called Easter Sunday. Uh, and I just want to continue on, just follow up with what I was saying in my previous video. I'm on chill. I'm doing this one chill, man. So yeah, I'm chilling. I'm lying down in my bed doing this one because it's heavy. It is heavy. So, like I was saying, let me piggyback on what I said before about where we come from. A man's sperm is made out of his spirit and his soul. The spirit and his soul is what creates the DNA. This is okay, and then so when he ejaculates that sperm into the woman, children behave like their father, even though the child may have never met the father, don't know anything about him, nothing, and the mother or the grandmother, whoever knows the father, would see the exact same traits reproduce in the child. So the DNA, that is the main thing that makes up the male sperm, whether Y, which is the boys, or X, which is the girls, is made up of the man's spirit and his soul. And we are commanded, the first commandment in the Bible is to be fruitful and multiply. So when you multiply, you're multiplying yourself. Traits of the mother and the father come out in children, but many of you know, and you can research a lot of this, that girls and boys act just like their father for the most part. And also, women, you can produce a child that will show traits of men that you slept with but they didn't get you pregnant. The man who got you pregnant, maybe none of his traits may show up strong, but you'll find a mix of traits in one child. One child will have a mix of traits from all the men you slept with, or some of them, in order the dominant ones. You'll see it. It's clearly evident. You don't need to be a scientist to see that. You just have to be a mother. Motherhood, I have learned in my short little life that motherhood changes women. It makes them into monsters. I remember, and let me tell you one thing. I remember when I counseled a lot with older folks, people who are married for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, very wise and successful ministers, and they would always tell me, never get married to a woman who has children. And I wonder why. I mean, I didn't see anything wrong with that. But I would always get this counsel from the older folks and tell me, don't never you don't get married. Marry somebody who doesn't have any children, because it's gonna cause problems, and they could see something. They could see something I couldn't see. So anyway, I dated a lot of women with children. Uh, Attempted to get married a few times and didn't work out. And as I look into my past and see, evaluate myself and be honest and true. and ask myself, why didn't it work out? I can see why. Yeah, I can see the dangers, the monsterhood that makes women turn into monsters. I mean, wicked, evil monsters. They will. It's like a hen. It's like I've seen two cocks, two male chickens, um, fight over hens, and I've also seen the hen defend their chicks from another cock, that's a cock, talking about a male chicken who is not the father of her chicks. I have seen, yeah, in animals. Yeah, I've seen in the animal kingdom. Dogs too. And I've been around dogs all my life. Grew up with dogs. I love dogs. And I've seen the mothers of pups and hens defend their chicks from all the other fathers who are, or males who are not the father of their children. Um, Women, like I said before, when you have sex with different men, all the spirits that inhabit that man or men all enter into you. And that's why you can't think straight, because a man is the head. And when he puts his head into you, it stays in you for life. It never leaves. It goes right into your bones. It never leaves. And so when a woman has all these heads in her, she can't think straight. She loses her own mind. She thinks the way the men that she slept with think. She behaves like them. And sometimes she doesn't even realize what's going on, why she's doing the things she's doing, why she's thinking the way she's thinking, why she's feeling the way she's feeling, why she's confused, why she can't make right decisions, why she keep going to the same type of men all over again, why she's always with abusive men or cussing men or thugs and warriors or prisoners or whatever type of man. She's always finding herself in a cycle over and over and over again, attracted to the same type of guys, because you got all them heads inside you, and you're thinking with their head, not yours. You lost yours. Causes mental insanity. The woman caught in adultery, Christ said to her, "Go and call your husband." And she said, "Lord, I have none." He said, "Verily well, you said you have none. You had five, and the one you have now is not yours. Every man you slept with is your husband. When the penis enters the vagina, that constitutes the marriage." That's why Paul also says in the book of Corinthians, "Know you not that he who commits adultery with a harlot has joined and become one flesh with the harlot? Just like he who is joined to Hamashiach, who is Christ, has become one spirit." When you join to yourself to a man or woman, join together, you become one flesh. That's what makes the marriage. You're married. So sex is what creates the marriage, not a government license. The government license, I have called the state of St. Lucia and talked to Mr. Sayers and questioned him about the marriage license that is issued. And he said the same thing that I learned from Arizona State, United States of America. Arizona State marriage license is same thing. You're not married to your spouse. You're married to the government. That's why if you have children and you ever get in trouble for child neglect or child abuse or whatever, they take away your children. They can come and take it because it's not yours. The children's not your property, and you don't. That's why the judge has to issue the divorce certificate, because you're married to the state. You're not married to your spouse. The biblically speaking, biblical marriage, the man's supposed to write his marriage contract, is the covenant, is the holy covenant, write it and give it to the woman. And that's why Deuteronomy mentions if a man gets divorced, he used to also write the certificate of divorce and put it in her hand and put her out of his house. And when you follow the biblical laws concerning marriage, you will never get a state license, and you'll understand that ecclesiastical authority is what rules. Until next time, shalom upon all the children of Israel and Judah forever. Might hear part 2 to this video. Stay tuned.